Well, that was unexpected. Welcome back to Animeology, and today we're going to take a look at 10 new anime with an overpowered main character. All the animes on this list are some that have come out in recent years and all feature an overpowered main character. This comes in many forms, from being a master of the elements to being a civilization's strongest fighter. Before we begin, be sure to drop a like and subscribe down below for more anime top 10s, and without further ado, let's get right into the video. Number 10, our Last Crusade, or the Rise of a New World. This anime is set in a world where long ago an ancient energy called star spirits were discovered. These spirits have the unique attributes of granting compatible hosts magical abilities. Those who are compatible would then develop a bright birthmark somewhere on their body. Because of this, people who are not compatible with star spirits begin to fear being discriminated against and oppressed. Through a series of events, this later sparked a war between normal people and compatible hosts later called witches. As time progressed, two nations were formed, the mechanical utopia and the paradise for witches. The protagonist of the story follows Isuka, a young swordsman who is the mechanical utopia's strongest fighter, and the Ice Witch, who is considered the strongest of all the witches. For one side to lose either one of these two would result in an almost instant victory. Number 9, the 8th Son? Are you kidding me? This show follows the story of Ichinomi Shiniko, a typical 25-year-old office worker who awakens in the body of Wendelin, the 8th son of an impoverished noble family. Like most isekai anime, the main character over time develops overpowered abilities, but in this anime, these abilities and noble title actually wind up interfering with the life he worked so hard for. While this show isn't anything revolutionary in its theme, it's a good watch if you can turn off your brain. Number 8, the Misfit of Demon King Academy. After 2,000 years of war and violence, the Demon King Anos Voldegord made a deal with a human hero named Kaname to sacrifice his own life to ensure that peace could flourish. However, this deal had a second part to it, which allowed Anos to be reincarnated 2,000 years later. However, what awaited him was a world filled with weak descendants and many types of magic being lost or deteriorated due to everyone being accustomed to peace. After attending a school that gathers and educates students in search of the reincarnated Demon Lord, it was revealed that all traces of Anos' kingdomship were erased from the minds of everyone, and his compatibility to his old role was even regarded as inept. Number 7, Arifureta, from Commonplace to World's Strongest. The loner Hajime was transported to another world with his classmates and is immediately ridiculed for having the weakest stats and abilities. After all, his ability to transmute objects is not only a weak one, but also very common. After being betrayed during a dungeon raid, Hajime fell to what everyone believed was his death. However, he survives the fall and is forced to learn how to survive in this strange and dangerous environment. Using his weak ability and constant hunger, he defeated and ate the monsters in the dungeon. Slowly acclimating to his new lifestyle, he began to painfully manifest the abilities of the monsters he ate. Number 6. Plunderer.
君、重いんだね。
はい。
重い。重すぎるよ。お願いだからダイエットして。
This anime is set in a post-apocalyptic world that's dominated by counts, numbers branded on the bodies of every human that determine their worth. This number is any number related to an important aspect of that individual's life. For Hina, her count corresponds to how many hundreds of kilometers she has walked.
This guy, he's a ballot holder!
Thanks, I needed a haircut.
When an individual's count drops to 0, they're dragged into the abyss, which results in them suffering a fate even worse than that of death. After Hina's mother was dragged into the abyss, Hina sets out on a journey to locate the legendary Ace. Her life is forever changed when she encounters Lick Bok, a mysterious man with a negative count.
The number of foes they've slain. Their abilities are no less than superhuman. The legendary Ace!
Number 5. Didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life? This anime follows the story of Misato Kurihara, a genius girl who struggled to make friends because of her exceptional abilities. After she dies after saving a little girl from a car accident, she's given the option to be reincarnated into a fantasy world.
Huh? 大丈夫ですか? これは眠りの魔法?
Due to her life experiences, Misato wished to be reincarnated with average abilities so that she can live a normal life that she's always wanted. Sadly for her, this new world takes into account the power of all magical beings from the absolute strongest to the absolute weakest, resulting in her physical and magical abilities being 6,800 times stronger than that of a typical human. Number 4. Cautious Hero. This anime bears a severe resemblance to Konosuba. Restarte is a novice goddess who is tasked with saving an S-rank world from a demon lord. To her amaze, she stumbled across a hero candidate named Seiyo Ryujin, whose stats are significantly higher than every other option. As you probably already assumed, the gimmick of the show is having an overly cautious main character. Upon being summoned by Restarte, Seiya revealed his overly cautious nature. He was cautious of everything, including Restarte. He even refused to enter this new world's safest location until he trained to a comfortable level. Number 3. Fire Force. From the same author as Soul Eater brings us the next entry on this list. Spontaneous human combustion is a real and major problem in Tokyo City. Fire Force follows the exports of Shinra Kusakabe, a third-generation pyrokinetic who attained the nickname the Devil's Footprint from an incident that occurred in his childhood. Shinra joins Fire Force Company 8 and works together with them to figure out the reason behind random humans bursting into flames. Shinra possesses the ability to shoot flames from his feet, giving him extreme maneuverability when it comes to fighting or simply flying around. Later on, he learns to better control his flames, increasing its speed and power, and even later on, Shinra awakens the ability that lets him move at light speeds. Number 2, Darwin's Game.
It's not my decision. It's survival of the fittest!
How the hell is he so strong? With a name like the Florist, I was expecting—
Following the passing of one of his best friends, high school student Kaname receives an invitation to play Darwin's Game, a mobile game that he's never heard of. Unbeknownst to him, this mobile game turned out to be an all-out battle royale, turning Kaname's life into a daily struggle for survival.
Take one more step and I'll fry this thing.
How did you?
Should have paid more attention.
The players of this game all receive a unique ability called a sigil. In our protagonist's case, he received a sigil called the Fire God's Hammer, which allows him to recreate weapons and other objects that he's touched before. Despite being trapped in a game of relentless murder and conquest, Kaname is determined to clear the game and take out the creator once and for all.
We haven't officially made a clan yet.
Yeah, but we're still friends, aren't we?
Number 1, Tower of God. TOG follows the story of 25th Bam, a boy who spent his entire life beneath a vast and mysterious tower with his close friend Rachel. When Rachel leaves to enter the tower, Bam decides to go after and search for her. He faces challenges at each floor of the tower and to find his closest companion. As someone who's read the webtoon, I can adamantly say Tower of God is packed with mouth-dropping plot twists and well-written characters. This adaptation was pretty good, but this anime will truly shine in its second season.
Rachel, the girl who climbed the tower so she could see the stars. And Bomb, the boy who needed nothing except her.